What is up, everyone? One Man Fan here, and it's been a long road, but after a year of riveting reveals, KOF 15 is finally upon us, and the hype is palpable. With the game dropping in less than a week and all 39 combatants known for the base roster, I wanted to take a little time to reflect on who's in, who's out, and if this roster did in fact shatter all expectations as promised. But real quick, before we get into it, a like and subscribe would be much appreciated if you enjoy the content, as you can expect much more in the weeks and months to come. With that out of the way, let's talk KOF 15's lineup. By and large, I am overwhelmingly pleased with who made the cut for 15. This is an all-star cast spanning franchise history, and while we have had Smash Ultimate style games in the past in the form of 98 and 2002 where everyone is here, they don't have a storyline, which is usually a major component of KOF games and part of the fun. So the fact that 15 is a canon dream match thanks to the events of 14 is really something special for longtime fans like myself. However, because of the long list of familiar faces, some fans feel that the roster is a little too safe. And when considering the promise of the resurrection premise, on a certain level, I can appreciate where they are coming from. Because in the early days of 15's reveal, the possibilities seemed endless, which led to some wild but not improbable picks. We're talking the likes of Jeff Bogard, Leona's birth father Gaidel, or Ron, or returning Nest bosses, just to name a few. Also, with the exception of Team Orochi and the upcoming Team Southtown DLC, there aren't really any villains on the roster to speak of. So from that perspective, I can see why some fans feel a little let down. But hey, credit where credit is due. With only 39 slots, representing over 25 years of franchise history spanning 4 different sagas and 14 mainline games is no small task. And I think overall, SNK did an extremely commendable job with their choices. I challenge anyone else to make their own roster with the same stipulations without disappointing someone. Yes, there could be more Ash Saga representation, Kim is sacrificing perfect attendance to train in the mountains, you got the likes of Goro Daimon and Shingo sitting on the sidelines, a lot of people want Mei Lee, and I'm still sitting in the Adelheid waiting room myself, but hey, that's what DLC is for. All that said, who on this roster actually shattered all expectations? Well, that kinda depends on how you define your expectations. For example, Shizuru, Saiz, Ash, and Elizabeth were all expected to return for various reasons, and because of that, I feel like some out there are taking their inclusion for granted a little bit. But even if they were expected, that doesn't make their return after a 10 to 20 year absence any less thrilling, especially when you consider the story hoops SNK jumped through to make it happen. You also have the 2 newcomers, Isla and Dolores, both instant waifu bait, proving that SNK are still some of the best out there when it comes to character design, and the DLC is its own discussion. But without question, the Shatter All Expectations trophy goes to Cronin. Formerly K49, no one expected not Tetsuo from Akira to make a comeback, much less with a whole new redesign. Honestly, looking at these inclusions and stacking them up against iconic series vets goes to show that SNK is pulling out all the stops to make KOF 15 a serious fan pleaser. Also, as someone who is way into KOF lore, I find some of the official canon teams entering the KOF 15 tournament to be pretty nuts, and admittedly, I'm probably more excited for them than most. Luong teaming up with Blue Mary and Vanessa for Team Secret Agent, I'm here for it. Antonov being KOF's Vince McMahon and recruiting Ramon and King of Dinosaurs for Team GAW? Hell yes! And if that wasn't enough, some of the remix teams are my preferred composition. Yuri is with Team Super Heroine so that King can be on Team Art of Fighting, Whip is with Team K-Dash this time so that Kula can run around with Cronin and Angel, and no Team Japan means that we get Team Sacred Treasures back, which is a big deal, and Benimaru can continue being KOF's LeBron James as he nets his next title win with Team Hero. What I'm getting at is that some of these team shakeups are a lot of fun and pretty legit, and you can bet I'll be rocking some of these canon teams online, particularly in draft mode, baby. The other thing that has me super hype about KOF 15's roster is that KOF is a cast full of big personalities that have always had a unique charm, and for the first time, because KOF is being developed as a console first rather than traditional arcade title, is going to allow these characters' personalities and relationships to shine in a way that they really haven't before, as evidenced by the plethora of special intros. It is going to be very gratifying to experience as a longtime fan, as well as be a lot of fun to see a whole new generation of players discover what makes KOF's characters so damn stylish and cool. And speaking of stylish and cool, lastly, I want to give a shout out and thank you to Tomohiro Nakata for his incredible character design work. This man absolutely killed it, which is why I wanted to highlight his work in this video. Thank you, Nakata-san, for your hard work in helping everyone in KOF 15 look as good as they do. So all in all, did SNK shatter all expectations? You bet your ass they did. Personally speaking, I got roughly 95% of who I wanted, and the roster is 2-3 characters shy of being greatest of all time status for me. I do think Kim should ultimately get in, but the 2 characters I still need to make a comeback are Rugal and his son Adelheid. SNK gives me that, this will be my dream roster, and I'm buying all 14 of Athena's previous costumes if that becomes a thing. But even if that doesn't happen, as I don't think every request is going to make it, one thing is abundantly clear about this roster. With KOF 15, everyone is going to be living their best life, and SNK has gone above and beyond to try and make people happy. KOF is back and gonna be better than ever. But what do you think? Did the roster shatter your expectations, or does it still leave a lot of room to be desired? Or hey, maybe you're new to KOF altogether and wondering what the big deal is about a lot of these people. Whatever your thoughts, be sure to share in the comments down below. As for what's next for the channel, well, I gotta wait on my fancy Omega Edition to come in the mail, so I'll be getting access to the game later than most, although the patience is gonna be worth it, and so I may show that off in an unboxing video, but first order business is collecting all the team endings to see what's doing there. Assuming I get the game on time, you can expect me to be streaming that on the 17th, and so I hope you'll all join me for that journey on Twitch, as it's going to be a lot of fun. After that, I'd like to move into more traditional, constructive content like guides and such, as we all begin to learn and explore what is shaping up to be the biggest KOF game of all time. Until then, thanks for watching, I'm One Man Fan, and may your combos never drop.